Okay, so I'm a few weeks away from submitting my first app to the Shopify App Store, and I figured now is the perfect time to talk about a very important topic, which is how I leveraged AI to help me build the Shopify app. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you know that I often talk about being careful with AI, especially when using it to write code, because it can make a lot of mistakes. But in the right hands, my hands, for example, it can be amazing and it can help you accomplish a lot of things. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 2 AI tools that I used to help me build this app and stuff that I use every day when working on Shopify projects. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so the first tool I wanted to show you required me to take you inside of my project folder for the Shopify app. Now, what I wanted to show you is this VS Code extension called Cline. If you're on VS Code, I highly recommend you check this out as soon as possible. All you have to do is go to your existing extensions and then type in Cline, C-L-I-N-E, and you'll find it. Now, if you've ever used Cursor or seen someone use it before, it's very similar to Cursor. It'll generate code for you, and you can also use it to plan out different things in your project. So right here, you can see on the screen, if I go down here to Cline, I have 2 modes, a plan mode and an act mode. So I can use it to plan out different things that I'm doing or just have it implement the plan for me. So how I end up using it most of the time is I have an idea for what I'm trying to build, and I ask the idea to Cline just to make sure I'm thinking of it in the right way, or maybe I might have some details off and we'll have like a back and forth. It's actually really similar to pair programming if you've ever done that before. It's like having another developer with you, which is great. So what's really cool about Cline is that you can set it up with any API key you want. So my main reason for wanting to use it is because Cursor costs $20 a month and I don't have money to be given OpenAI and Cursor all of my money. So imagine you're paying $20 a month for Cursor and maybe you might have to pay more for whatever API key you're using. I already got enough bills. I don't need another bill, which is why I wanted to use Cline, because Cline is open source. All you have to do is hook it up to your LLM of choice. Now mine was from a platform called DeepSeek because it's super cheap. So instead of spending $20 a month, I spend maybe like $2 a month if I even end up spending that much. Very, very, very cheap. So I use DeepSeek, but you can hook it up to any LLM you want. So it can be something from OpenAI, it can be Claude Code, it can be from Gemini, it can be pretty much whatever. As long as it's in this list, you can use it. Now, the really cool thing about Cline is that you're able to connect it with different MCP servers. So they have an MCP marketplace you can use to connect it to a bunch of different things. Like for example, if your project requires you to use AWS or at Microsoft Azure, you have access to that stuff, which is really, really cool. Now for me, to do Shopify stuff, I needed to use the Shopify Dev MCP because it allows me to read information from the Shopify API docs without having to visit the API docs every time. So if I go to configure, you can see that I set up the Shopify Dev MCP inside of here. It's actually really easy to set up. So if you go to the Shopify Dev MCP instructions, there should be a JSON object you have to put in. So you grab the JSON object and then you would configure the MCP server and then you would add the JSON in. And this is what the JSON object looks like from Shopify right here. So you add it in and then that's all you have to do. And then you can add in more MCP servers the same way you would add in data inside of a JSON object. So really easy to set up. So if you're on VS Code and you are looking for something similar to Cursor to help you out with your projects, highly recommend you check out Cline, and I recommend you hook it up with DeepSeek to save on costs. Okay, so the second tool that I used a lot when building this app is actually Google Gemini. Yeah, I know. A lot of people will say ChatGPT is better and Claude Code is better and this and that and this and that. I don't care. I just use what's available to me. And I have a Google Workspace account, so I used Gemini a lot because it's integrated into all the tools that I use in my business every day. So I use Gemini, and I actually also use this thing from Google called AI mode. So I type in AI mode, you can see it right here. I like AI mode a lot when I'm researching different things because it'll actually show you links on the side so you can click to see more information. So if I'm researching an idea on how to do something, or if I'm trying to get more of an understanding of how something works, I will actually jump into AI mode if Gemini isn't giving me enough information to go on. So I use Gemini a lot. Like right here, you see I have this tab that's called Shopify App Ideas for Growth. And inside of here, me and Gemini are just having a long-running conversation about the app that I was building. You can see different things that we talked about. I'm gonna actually scroll up and show you something really cool in just a second. If you take a look right here, I gave Gemini a full page screenshot of what my app looks like inside of the Shopify admin, and I actually had it help me make UX decisions about the app because I don't have much design experience. So I was just asking it, oh, does this make sense? Oh, does that make sense? Now, of course, Shopify makes it really easy to do this because you can have Polaris. So you can use Polaris to build out the different components inside the admin, but you still have to make decisions about what goes in front of what thing. And Gemini actually helped me out a lot with that. Also, when I was building out the front-end experience for my Shopify app, to make the initial version of it, I actually just provided Gemini with a picture of a wireframe that I drew in a notebook, and then I had it create some starter HTML code for me, which it did, which was great. So I swear by Gemini, it works really well for me. Now, of course, it's probably not that much better than just using ChatGPT or whatever AI tool you want to use, because I personally think the AI tool is only as good as the person asking the question, as the person writing the prompt. So as long as you have an idea of what you're trying to do, you can get very, very far with AI. So yeah, I use Gemini for a lot of other things too, like planning out videos and stuff like that. But as far as my app is concerned, these are the two tools that I use every single day. So hopefully you found that helpful. And yeah, if you haven't tried Cline, or if you're not really using AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini like that, please go use it today. You're missing out on things that can help you move much faster.